G'day you good motherfuckers, the Buttsman here, and if you're new here, make sure you subscribe. There's 3 videos every bloody week. What more could you want? Here's a question for you, and I want you to really concentrate really bloody hard. Have you ever noticed when you're watching a male sport, men versus men, whether it's UFC or football or soccer or fucking curling, very rarely do you see women competing in the men's division. Why, you ask? Well, there are several reasons. One being that, I'm sorry ladies, you're just not on the same level as men. Well, the vast majority of men anyway. That's why the men's 100-meter record is 9.58 seconds and the women's 100-meter racing running fucking record is 10.49 seconds. I can't believe I bloody remembered that. But it's not just speed, a running race where this occurs. Put a woman against any male opponent, whether it's the UFC, football, whatever, any contact sports, and I guarantee you this, that woman will have their hopefully hairless ass handed to them. Unfortunately, ladies, I know this is gonna hurt, but the majority of men in this world are stronger, faster, hit harder than the majority of women. And that is just a fact. And I know there's thousands of blue-haired feminists watching this right now just fucking screaming, going, "You prick, Butterfield, you fucking dog." But it just so happens to be that it wouldn't be safe for a female to compete against men. We would never put a female in against a man, would we? But that would be so dangerous. So why in the world are we okay with putting a biological man in a sport competing against women? Now, I'm not by any means talking about sports like weightlifting, where we recently saw Laurel Hubbard at the Olympics. I'm talking about contact sports, particularly about fighting sports. Sports like MMA. Now, here's a really quick lesson for all you fucking idiots out there. The UFC is the company, right? The business, the promoter. MMA is the sport. They're one and the same, all right? Now that you know that, you can understand this fucking video. Mixed martial arts is dangerous at the best of times, but how fucking dangerous would it be to put a man in the octagon, the ring, whatever, against a woman? Very dangerous. Very fucking dangerous indeed. And we know it's dangerous because Fallon Fox did it under a decade ago and broke some woman's skull. Did we learn our lesson? Fuck no. We did it again. Just this weekend, we put this woman in a cage fighting against this woman. Good fucking grief. That is Alana McLaughlin. Now, I am being facetious, okay? That is her before she transitioned into a woman. She now looks like this. Now, there is a big difference, okay, in the way that they look, but also still terrifying. Now, the girl that Alana fought in the fight, I don't want to spoil the ending, but she got the shit kicked out of her. I can't imagine why, but she did. Transgender fighter Alana McLaughlin wins her MMA debut. Alana McLaughlin, the second openly transgender woman to compete in MMA in the United States, won her debut Friday night via submission at the Combat Global Prelims in Miami, FLA. I guess that means Florida. The 38-year-old, so she's 38, used a rear naked choke against Celine Provost to end the match 3 minutes and 32 seconds into the second round. She could even finish it on the feet, which is, you know, Celine. Good fucking on you, mate. McLaughlin, who began her gender transition after leaving the US Army Special Forces in 2010. Good grief. She said her hopes to be a pioneer for transgender athletes in combat sports. Now, this is interesting how the New York Post frames that statement. She began her transition after she left the Special Forces in 2010. Now, that is true. But she didn't have her gender reassignment surgery until 2016. When you say 2010, it looks like, hey, that's 11 years ago. That's so long. Oh my God. But 2016, that's only 5 years. So for a 38-year-old, she's lived 33 years as a man. And that means she has enormous benefit from the testosterone flowing through her veins for 33 years. So why does it matter If you don't know, testosterone is the male sex hormone. It is flowing through the veins of men. These hormones, in conjunction with how you are born as a man, gives you things like stronger bones, stronger ligaments, stronger muscles, faster twitch muscles, higher cardiovascular endurance, a bigger heart to pump more blood around a bigger body. The list goes on of the things that men have over women on average, just by being born as a man. My point being, having testosterone that gives you all these things, pumping through your veins for 33 years, gives you a slight advantage over that other teeny tiny woman. You're getting all these benefits that the other person doesn't have. And why do we stop steroid abusers? Because it is dangerous to the other person that they are competing against. So what's the difference here when they're natural? I want to pick up the mantle that Fallon Fox put down, McLaughlin told Outsports before the fight, referring to Fallon Fox, who in 2012 became the first transgender woman to fight in MMA. By mantle, does she mean like orbital bone that she smacked off some lady's poor head? When talking about her opponent, McLaughlin said, "I have nothing but respect for Provost." Now, obviously you have to be brave to take on someone who was once a man. In this case, it is quite hilarious because Provost has bigger balls than McLaughlin. Now, I don't give a shit about women competing against men or trans women competing against men or trans women competing against women. When it comes to things like weightlifting or chess or things where it's not going to affect the rest of your life. But MMA, mixed martial arts, boxing, those type of sports, football, whatever, that is fucking dangerous. People die doing that shit, and an injury can change the course of someone's life. And when you have all these advantageous benefits of being a man for 33 years, you will have the ability to knock people out, hurt them more than someone who is not in your position, and that is unfair to the women in this case. So let's have a look at the fight together, see how the build-up happened, and then have a look at the finish.
As early as I knew there was a difference between girls and boys, I knew that something was different. I grew up mostly in South Carolina. My upbringing was not exactly standard. It wasn't usual. My parents go to church 5 times a week.
They could have picked a better backing track. She sounds like a fucking supervillain in a Marvel movie, the poor woman.
In the military, I did some martial arts training, but it wasn't to the extent that we do here. Before I transitioned, when I was on a team, you know, I could bench press over 300 pounds, I could deadlift the back end of a car.
Fuck, that's 136 kilos and a car.
Going on HRT, that's hormone replacement therapy, I cannot do those things anymore.
But you could do that at one point, meaning your body has adapted to allow you to do those things with the benefits of being a man. The compounding attributes that she once had as a man has now benefited her in her MMA career. And that is unfair, much like steroid abuse is. Now, I can't show you the fight footage, but here's some screenshots. Basically, the other chick came out looking all right. She's a pretty decent striker. And then old mate just fucking oosted her on the ground and choked her out. She was the victor. And to the victor go the spoils. And I tell you what, if you are a lady and you want to fight this lady, then fucking all the power to you. Good shit. I personally believe, and I may be wrong, but if you're a transgender woman or a transgender man, you should have a competition just for transgender people. That's the only way to make it fair. And I really do think that because transgenderism and becoming transgender is the flavor of the month, yes, I just said that, why not? Why not? There's going to be enough people to actually have a competition with transgender people. It makes fucking sense. I really do hope that she's found happiness where she is right now. And as I say all the time when people do things that I don't do, I wish you the best. And as long as you're not hurting anybody else, who cares? You do you. But in this case, you are hurting other people. And it's not fair. Alana, I know you'll never watch this. Good luck with the rest of your life. But please, please stop punching chicks in the head. That's all I fucking ask, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, I tell you what, thank you for joining me here on this delightful journey through transgender MMA. Not how I thought I'd spend my day, but here we are. Be a good motherfucker. Peace in the Middle East, mid-extincts. Keep it moist. Toodle au revoir. Bye-bye.